welcome to another video. Today, we are watching the current state of VTubing, a retrospective. I don't do that many videos reacting to like VTuber related topics. I usually just do like either completely unrelated stuff or VTuber clips, but today we're gonna discuss the current state of VTubing. Very dramatic, very interesting, so let's see what this beautiful, lovely person on the screen has to say and if I agree with them or not. If you guys want to join us and watch these reactions live, you should come over to Twitch. I also stream games on YouTube. And if you're watching this on the week of November 9th, we might be having a special event for my birthday. So let's go, let's go.
This whole presentation is some thoughts that I have on the current state of indie VTubing. This is from a person
I'm an indie
who
VTuber.
has only really been VTubing for like the last year.
I've been VTubing for the last year or so.
Everything I say with a grain of salt. So all of this kind of stemmed from this Twitter post that I saw. This is by Nevermore. Oh my goodness. This was a quote tweet in response to a YouTube video that Ludwig made where he tried to stream on a new account and he didn't stop streaming until he had someone chat in his chat for the first time, which took about 5 hours. So very bleak on starting out streaming for the first time. Washed up ex corpo VTuber here with her hot take. It's crazy to think about how I streamed on Twitch for 2 years with 10 CCV on a good day. I somehow got hired into a corpo, and now even though I'm not a corpo anymore, the only reason you're seeing this tweet from Nemo Nevermore is because I was in a VTuber company. Had I never joined a corpo, I would have given up and faded into obscurity back in 2013.
I understand the feeling.
I said 2013.
2013.
I feel for all the Twitch indies because trying to make schedules, plan collabs, make friends as an indie VTuber on Twitch is so soul-crushing when you have no friends or connections with anybody else in the VTuber.
Bro, especially the making friends part, I would say is the hardest part for me specifically. Obviously, I can't speak for other VTubers, but for me, I'm already a socially awkward, autistic, ADHD, shy ass person with quite bad social anxiety, you know? So it's already hard for me to make friends in a regular scenario, and it's even more nerve-wracking for me to try to make friends with other VTubers, especially because a lot of the VTubers that I look up to and that I like and that I think are really cool, a lot of them are bigger than me. Not necessarily huge, but they're definitely bigger than me. And one thing that scares me a lot is that I really don't want to be seen as a clout chaser. Being seen as a clout chaser is a really bad thing when you're a content creator. It can completely stain your image and make people not want to talk to you at all. You just have to see what happened to Cinder, you know? The whole Cinder situation shows that people really don't like people that they think are only being friends with other people for the sake of numbers. I have 4 or 5 VTubers. I can count them on my hands, the amount of VTubers that I've talked to on more friendly terms and that I'm kind of more comfortable, but it's still so nerve-wracking, dude.
Taken from me, who literally tried and just gave up and started applying to companies because it was so hard to make VTuber friends.
It
really sucked to keep putting out content that I was excited about, but only a handful of people in the entire world were able to see it, half of which were just bots like 2 weak friends giving me a pity look view. Because again, getting out there without connection yourself, without discoverability from the platform is really, really, really hard, painful, and difficult. It feels easier just to try to join a corpo for the free friend group. I always see people giving this advice to stream on Twitch. Only reach out to other content creators similar size to you because they're more likely to collab with you. And at the end of the day, I don't know if I agree. Because if a 10 CCV streamer collabs with another 10 CCV streamer, all you're doing is wearing both of your small and it's even thinner. I think the real way to get popular as a VTuber is someone randomly clips you and pulls up on Twitter/YouTube.
Bro, this is one of the reasons why clippers are so, beloved in the VTuber community. This is one of the reasons why, whenever I see someone making a clip of me, I get so happy. It doesn't matter if they get a ton of views or whatever. Just the fact that somebody, went ahead and clipped me already makes me so happy because clippers are a huge thing to help VTuber grows. So many VTubers grow a lot because they had other people clip them.
A bigger creator shouts you out and features you. do something controversial that people
Oh,
either hate you
the
or
drama
love you
farming.
for. Join a corpo and get a free friend group and a free extended social circle.
When you join a corpo, you also get like free marketing. They help make you videos and like share stuff about you on the internet. You know, they help you with marketing a lot as well.
Get insanely lucky by joining a VTuber company, one that doesn't put you on a medieval torture device, and the nanosecond you lift your hand off the signing contract.
Yeah.
And for the VTuber Andes, throw money at ads to inflate your sub count so people think you're more popular than you actually are. But it doesn't sound like a lot.
I do have YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads at all. But I wonder if there's actually VTubers that like use the ad function to get more viewers. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Nicer to pretend making it is all hard work and effort. If you collab enough with 10 CCV people like yourself, you'll blow up eventually. I think it feels more about luck, who you know, how much money you're willing to throw around, and how good of a character you're willing to play in order to rise to the top. And I mean, it's not really a problem necessarily on its own. It just feels like the shit to be peddled a lie. You just basically need to pull yourself up the bootstraps and grind harder. When it feels like the real pathway to popularity as a streamer or VTuber is 99% luck, lol. And I'm saying this as someone who benefited from this very same luck.
I don't know if I would agree with 99% luck, but I do think luck plays a way bigger part than a lot of people are willing to admit. It's not just luck. Even if you're super lucky, if you don't have the charisma and you don't like keep doing the stuff that you need to do to like maintain that audience after you blow up, it's just gonna, you know, all go away. It's gonna be like 15 minutes of fame and that's it. But if you do have like charisma, if you have like the work ethic to do the stuff you need to do, then you can like maintain that audience. But it is a lot of luck. It is a lot of freaking luck. I've seen genuinely entertaining people do stuff for like 4+ years and still have only like 10 CCV. Yeah, like I feel bad for mentioning her so much, but the VTuber Krelly, like she blew up a lot. She's friends with Aqua. She blew up a lot because of the raid that she got raided by Vettel and the Swarm and stuff. And like I'm pretty sure that before the raid, Krelly was around my size. She had like 50 to 70 viewers on a good day, and she had been streaming for like years, for like 2-something years. And after one raid, after getting like such a big exposure, she's like at thousands. So it's like she had the talent, she had the charisma, she can keep an audience, she's very entertaining, but she didn't get lucky before. You know, there's like real examples of people that spent a lot of time being unknown and staying like in the smaller size of VTubing because they just didn't get a very good opportunity, you know?
V means concurrent viewers. So this specifically stood out to me because even though like I'm not particularly a big VTuber, literally all of the things that they listed here is nothing I did. None of these things happened to me. So I feel like I was really interested in kind of going over it from my perspective on how I managed to get to this point and get past, you know, like the early stages of VTubing within just a year. And I also want to kind of not necessarily denounce, but like kind of like debunk the pessimism from this post, because there is a way. It's not all doom and gloom as it seems. It's not all luck, genuinely. I mean,
it's not all luck.
There is luck, and I talk about it. Am I lucky? Yes. So I technically started streaming back in 2020, but obviously I didn't stream. I don't really like to count this because I didn't stream. Over on this side, though,
fair. I feel like a lot of people streamed on 2020 like just for fun because it was the pandemic, but they like never actually streamed properly, and then later they became streamers. It's kind of like the same with me, I guess.
Is where I started streaming. This is like the point where I decided that I was gonna start streaming. This is September. This is right here. This is August, I think. The red is hours streamed and the green is our average viewers. So this is my Twitch tracker. I went from an average of 9 viewers back in September of 2024 all the way to 55 average of August of last month. This is partially luck, yes. I will admit my specific journey has been extremely fast to get to this point, but it's also not just luck. It is luck. And that is the truth. Like I say here, it's also not, because there's a million other reasons why we got to this point, which are branding. Branding is such like an unbelievably important part of VTubing that like some people just like
actually
that fact. They think, oh, I have a model. Oh, I have my character design. That's good. That's all I really need. But that's not it. Your social media posts need to fit your branding.
I
Your
really like
Discord
her
needs to fit
design,
your
by the
branding.
way.
Your merch, your panels, your overlays, your banners, your icons.
I don't
your
know if
model.
I'm that
Because
good at
when
that.
people see this stuff, this is what they're going to think. If they see a picture of you out in the wild, they're gonna be like, oh, that's that person. If someone saw whether or not it's my my overlay without even me in it, whether or not it's my banners, even if I'm not in it, even if my branding isn't in it, my theming. So even though I am technically a ghost virus VTuber, which is technically a part of my branding, but that's where most people stop.
If I had to describe my branding, I would describe it as like a hyperactive ADHD Manhattan cat girl VTuber. I wonder if other people would describe it the same way, because like, you know that you did a good job at branding yourself if other people describe you the same way that you describe yourself, you know? I'm not gonna say she's not good at branding, but if I saw her from 10 miles away, I'd recognize her instantly. I think it's more so like I'm bad at making it consistent. Like my Twitter is awful. My Discord, I don't know if it fits my branding that much or whatever. My design, I would say my design does like fit my branding really well, but I don't know.
And in actuality, what matters as well is what you present yourself as. So obviously you're not going to act, I don't act like a ghost virus. I'm not, I'm myself, but I am a pixel artist. So I have a pixel model, which is extremely unique. And
yeah, it is.
I'm
It looks
a
really
Windows
cool.
98 VTuber, which I brand all of my stuff around. I keep everything branded as Windows 98 or adjacent. I've like hard associated with being a pixel VTuber and a Windows 98
I
VTuber.
really like
My
that
specific
aesthetic.
overlay as well. I'm committing to it extremely hard. People don't look at me like, oh, that's the ghost virus. People see me as the pixel model Windows 98 VTuber. That's what people see me as. And then when it comes to thinking about your own branding, what are you? And is there someone like you? Let's say you're a Sakura Kitsune, which is extremely popular. Of course, there's not going to be other people like you. But you have to find a niche within that.
I think I'm relatively unique, but at the same time, I'm not. Because there's a lot of people that I can like compare myself to that I think are very similar to me, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I feel like I'd rather ask you guys if you think that I'm like relatively unique rather than say it myself. Because like I can see a lot of similarities between me and other VTubers that I like, but I still feel like I'm somewhat myself. I don't know! This is so overwhelming!
So let's say like you're a Sakura Kitsune who specifically loves to cook, and your entire branding is that one pink animal VTuber who does cooking streams. So you have to think about like, are you this person? What do you do?
I'm the screaming blue and pink cat girl.
Is there someone that does stuff like you? And if there's yes to all of them, then you might need to think of something else. So, and that also applies to, like I was talking about, it's not just your overlays as well. It's a big part, I won't lie. It is extremely important, but at the same time, you have all of these things. It's the way you present yourself, not just on your streams, it's the whole package. Because think about it, like, how do you find someone? You don't normally find them by just browsing Twitch. It happens. Trust me, it happens.
For me, I'd say the majority of VTubers that I find are either because they're friends with another VTuber that I watch, or because I see like a video of them on YouTube. That's usually how I find other VTubers, you know?
Find them through social media. You find them through on YouTube videos. You find them through, you find someone has your merch. You find them on Twitter, or you see like a picture of them just randomly at some point. You have to like think about the fact that like people aren't just gonna find you for your streams. People are gonna find you in like a million different other ways as well.
I feel like the streams are like the ones that they least find you from, in fact. Like, especially if you stream only on Twitch, YouTube has a bit more discoverability sometimes. I see new VTubers because they're streaming on YouTube, but if you're streaming on Twitch, yeah, like the likelihood of somebody just finding you randomly on Twitch is very, very unlikely.
So here is a bunch of examples of what I'm talking about. Behind me, sorry, I'm blocking it, but behind me it says giving your community a reason to keep coming back, which applies to this, but it also applies to what I was talking about earlier. You see how everything I have is the same color
like her
scheme.
aesthetic
It
so
has
much.
pixel motifs for my announcement posts.
I'm trying not to go crazy. I like her aesthetic so much. It tickles my brains. Oh, I love it. I love it. It makes my eyes so happy to look at this. It looks so nice.
You can tell this is me. I have my Windows 98 stuff. I have my color scheme. I have a silhouette of my model. I have the dates and stuff. Even the font is pixelated because this is my theme. I keep in the theme here too. I have my Windows 98. This is for my subathon. Down here is my merchandise, which is keeping
Neuron activation, actually.
These are all things for people to look forward to. And that's why I made this post the other day. This is gets cut off here, but it says create the free things for your community. I made you guys a little puppet that you guys could make. I have you guys
That's
free
so
wallpapers.
cute.
And merchandising is also a part of branding.
Oh, I would love to do stuff like that. If one day I have like more money to commission artists, I might do that kind of stuff for you guys. Because like I personally love having pretty wallpapers with anime girls. I would really like to like get a pretty wallpaper image and then like rig it in Live 2D and add it to Wallpaper Engine so that you guys could have a Nuka wallpaper. I think that would be really awesome.
Which I think is really important. Like I was talking about, not even just like the theme, but just having it in general. And I made this post to show people you do not need to affiliate yourself with the company. You do not need to affiliate yourself with any sort of brand or learn how to like make physical merch yourself. You can do so many things for your community for free. And I think this is like a big part of why a lot of people keep coming back to me, is because I not only stream for you guys, but I also give you guys a lot of things, not only just to support me.
That is a really cool idea.
Show off your appreciation. There's so many things that you could be doing for your community that like a lot of people don't even like think about. I feel like people just like kind of give up. They look at merchandising like on like websites like this where you need to affiliate yourself with. They think like, oh, I'm gonna be a big VTuber to have merch. No, you do not. Anyone can do this. Anyone can give your community free.
The way that I used to do that, I haven't done that many recently, but one thing that I try to do a lot is like interact with you guys a lot on like my Discord, you know? I always try to chat on my Discord a lot. I would do like a bunch of movie nights and sometimes like exclusive Discord streams where I would just be on the Discord like chatting with you guys. It's like a more not as artsy way of doing it, I guess.
Wallpapers. You have a commissioned wallpaper or drawing that you got a while ago that you're not really using for anything. Give it to your community to use as a wallpaper. If you have like art talent or art ability, or if you have the funds to do it, commission someone to make something like this, whether it's like a little standee that you can make with like a cardboard, whether it's this little dangling thing that I came up with. There's so many things that you could be doing that I think a lot of people kind of just like forget about, because either they feel like they can't do anything so they give up, or they only see like you know, like the big physical merch instead of like, oh, what can I possibly do? So we're gonna go to
that
this
makes
one.
sense.
So this kind of ties into what I was talking about, using your skills. Are you an editor? Are you an artist? Are you a rigger? Play into what you're good at. Behind me it says money helps but doesn't buy everything. But so my particular,
I already knew how to draw before I became a VTuber. You know, it was a thing that I did like since I was a bit of a like I was a kid. So I already knew how to draw. But in order to become a VTuber, I learned how to edit videos. I edited my own videos for like over a year. It's only recently that I got an editor, and so that happened. I also learned how to do like a bunch of assets for my stream, like the panels and stuff. I learned how to rig my own model, because I also made my own model, like everything. I learned how to make emotes, and you know, I did all of those things because I was like, I'm too poor to pay people to do this for me, but also I kind of want to do these things, so I guess I'll just learn. And so I did. I learned how to do it.
skills is as an artist. So what I am able to do is I'm able to make my own models. I'm able to make art for you guys. I'm able to create little crafts and projects for you guys to do and support me. But I'm not a very good editor. I'm an absolutely terrible editor. So I have somebody else do that for me. But there's some people out there who have skills and things that I'm not good at, and they can use that to their advantage. So for me, I can't edit a video for shit. I have to outsource that. But there's some people out there who are really, really good at editing videos, and you can use that as a part of your branding. So for example, if you are like really good at editing videos, you can make a lot of your content around videos. So things that I can't really do because I'm not very good at them. So I make my content around art and my art ability and giving you guys things for art.
I feel like the biggest part of my content is just my personality, you know? I feel like the majority of you, this might be a little egotistical to say, but I feel like the majority of people that watch me because of my personality and like the things that I say, my humor. I don't make tutorials. I don't teach you guys how to draw. I can draw, I can sing, but I barely do those things, you know? I usually just yap at the camera. My skill is yapping. My videos show off my yapping and how much I can talk. You know, that's my talent. That's my skill as a VTuber. Talking, just talking.
Use your skills to help you in areas that would normally cost you money. So I'm using my skills in my art like section. Something that's extremely important as well is you need to love what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, you need to stop and rethink everything.
Bro, one of the things that I find like the most hilarious is that a lot of people say like jokingly, oh, I'm just, do you see these VTubers? They can make it their job to just like go talk to a camera and play video games. I'm gonna become a VTuber too so that I can get money. I assure you that almost every single VTuber or content creator in general that only became a content creator because of the money did not succeed or did not go very far. There are very few examples. Well, even the examples that I can think of, people that are like more greedy, I feel like they still kind of enjoyed what they were doing. It's really hard to keep going and to stay motivated when you start because nobody starts as a huge VTuber. Nobody starts with 1,000 CCV and a bunch of people like throwing their credit cards at their foreheads like their bullets on a war battle thing. You're gonna start with 0 viewers, 0 YouTube presence, 0 anything, and you're gonna have to grind every single day for a long ass time, doing a ton of shit if you want to get to even like 60 CCV. You're gonna have to grind so fucking much, and if you don't love what you're doing, you're gonna give up. You're just not gonna have the mental fortitude to like keep doing all of that bullshit. Yeah, it's just it will not work, you know? Unless you're a corpo VTuber, that's the thing, not really. That doesn't really happen if you're a corpo VTuber either, because if you're a corpo VTuber, like I can assure you almost every single corpo VTuber that you see, especially the ones from big corpos that actually work out and are not like just a scam, they were already content creators before. Not necessarily VTubers, but almost every single corpo VTuber, they were an indie content creator at some point. They have a ton of experience to show to that corpo. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gotten in. The corpo isn't just going around being like, oh, you want to be an anime girl online? Here's a job. It's really hard to get into a corpo, especially one of the good ones. It is not easy. You have to show them that you know what you're doing. And in order to do that, you have to go through that shitty ass grind of making people know who you are. And it's not as easy as it may seem to a lot of people. And I'm not saying like being a VTuber is such a hard job. Oh my god, guys, you don't understand. You guys that are working real jobs at an office getting yelled at by your boss, you have no idea how hard I have. No, I'm not that delusional, okay? I know how lucky I am to have VTubing as my job. What I'm saying is it's a lot harder to actually make it so that VTuber can be your job than people think that it is. It's easy when you do already like make it. It's not easy to make it. Hopefully you understand what I mean. Hopefully I don't come off as like an entitled little bitch complaining about VTubing being her job.
Because if you're finding yourself burning out, if you're finding yourself not enjoying the thing that you set out to do because you knew that you would love streaming and VTubing,
True.
then I think you genuinely need to take a moment and rethink and reassess yourself. Am I doing something that is making me happy?
That is one of the reasons why I find it really unfortunate when a lot of people, like, they will spend thousands of dollars getting a beautiful model, getting a bunch of people to edit for them. Like, they'll invest a ton of money into their VTubing. They'll, like, pay artists to make them a model and whatever before they even stream for the first time. Streaming is fun. Streaming is awesome. I love streaming, but it is not for everybody. It is mentally exhausting sometimes. Not everybody's, like, cut out for it, you know? Some people are just not that great at talking to an audience and, like, keeping that audience engaged. And that's not to say that they're not good at other things. It's just that, you know, streaming is a skill like everything else, and not everybody's going to be good at it, and not everybody's going to enjoy it. So if you want to become a VTuber, put the credit card down, just start streaming, see if you like it, and then you think about spending money. Don't spend $2,000 on a model if you've never even streamed in your life. I've seen people that spent a shit ton of money on models and overlays and whatever, and later on they were like, wait, actually, I don't like this. And so they just, like, basically wasted all that money because they ended up not actually pursuing VTubing, you know? So you should first see if you like.
If I'm not, then what can I do to remedy that? So for example, if I'm doing content that I wouldn't enjoy, I probably wouldn't even be here. But I love doing art. I love talking so much. There's some people who don't even like talking.
Talking is so fun.
Kind of chill and play games. I'm not really a gamer. If I just sat here and played games all day, I probably wouldn't have fun VTubing. My joy in VTubing is interacting and chatting and talking and teaching you guys things that I really like about.
Bro, I think interacting with chat is probably also my favorite part of streaming. Like, I just love yapping at people and having people yap at me back. Money cannot buy you a personality either. No amount of 3D models and backgrounds and emotes will keep an audience entertained and as your personality. That's also true. Like, I've seen a lot of people spend an ungodly amount of money on a beautiful model because they think that having a beautiful model is gonna make them a big streamer. Unfortunately, having a beautiful model is not the same as having a beautiful face, because there's like a lot of people that are just famous because they look beautiful, but the same does not apply to VTubers. Like, you having a beautiful model is not gonna carry you if you have the personality of wet cardboard.
VTubing and doing art, which is something I absolutely love. Like, VTubing literally rekindled my joy for
that's so sweet.
Doing art again. And I think finding something that fills you with confidence and something that you enjoy and you feel like you're gaining something really good out of it is super important. And I think a lot of people tend to kind of force themselves to do something that they don't really want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of the reason people get really burnt out. So now we're going to be moving on to the big one. You know, knowing people who are bigger than you does help. I'm not going to deny it. It's important. It is. But you do not need to know them before you start. In the first post, it talked about in here, because of a 10cc streamer collabs with another 10cc streamer, all you're doing is wearing both of your small audiences thinner. I do not agree with this. I definitely don't.
I don't think so, because, for example, you and your friend start VTubing, and you're both tiny little guys, tiny little VTubers that don't have much of an audience, but then you both keep grinding and growing your audiences and stuff. Suddenly, wow, your friend has 1 billion CCV, and they're still your friend, and they still want to collab with you, and they're like, hello friend, do you want to collab with me? And you're like, sure. And then you're like, there you are at 100 CCV, and your friend with 1 billion CCV. You know, you can grow together with people. You don't have to collab with people that are already big. You don't have to befriend people that are already big. Like, maybe someday you'll see, like, you find a person that is really cool, and you're like, wow, this person has a lot of potential. I like this person a lot, and they're definitely gonna succeed. And then you stay friends with them and stuff, and then they do succeed, and, like, you're still friends with the big person, you know?
Maybe if you're collabing with the same people over and over and over again, but the whole point of collabing is to branch out, because when you're
Makes
on
sense.
10 CCV, any amount of people who find you and come back is the most important thing ever. I think this
also makes sense a
kind
lot.
of, like,
yes.
attitude towards, like, small streamers, like, and their communities don't matter, because they do. Doesn't matter how many people are in those communities. Having people find out who you are is the most important thing ever. Whether it's 10 CCV, 5 CCV, it doesn't matter. Because at the same time, too, you can't be collaborating with everybody, which sucks. If you're looking to specifically grow, you do have to kind of pick and choose who you collaborate with. You can collaborate with anyone you want if you don't really care, but if you're trying to specifically grow, you need to collaborate with people who have been or are in the same niche as you.
I don't really do collabs usually, but my like standards for collabing are basically somebody that I vibe with, somebody that I think is cool and that has like a similar style than me. I'd have to like know them and like be friendly with them at least, and all of those things. But also, if we're doing specifically a collab, if I'm not just like befriending them and hanging out with them off stream, I would also like try to go for people that I think have a similar content style than me and have like a similar personality with me, you know. People like their audience would probably also like me, you know, like our audiences would like the other one mutually because we just are kind of similar, if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm really bad at explaining things, but hopefully you understand what I mean.
Example, if I collaborate with, I'm trying to think of somebody completely random. I don't know, let's say Korone. So, for example, obviously I'm gonna get all the people who come to my streams, but I am not a gamer. People watch Korone to be a gamer. We have completely different vibes, first of all. Second of all,
yeah, the vibes are important.
And third of all, I don't do the same things that she does. Because I think a lot of people's issues is that they stream with streamers who do not mesh with you.
I've seen like Giga talking about this, where she was basically like, doing collabs just for the sake of doing them is not necessarily gonna be worth it for like growth wise. Like you can do them just for fun because you like somebody and like they're your friend and you want to hang out with them on stream. But if you're looking for growth, it should be someone that is like somewhat similar to you and that like you think that you're gonna vibe with their audience as well. Otherwise, there's not much point in terms of growth specifically.
So their communities are nothing like yours. And I think that's a lot of like people's like issues. Like they'll stream with someone who like is like bigger than them and they won't seem like a turnout. And like, of course, those people aren't catered to your kind of content. They're catered to that person's content.
Like, imagine how, like, it would be a little bit weird for me to collab with, like, a super huge, super calm and chill, like, art streamer. I'm a freaking gaming reaction, hyperactive, screaming, yapping motherfricker. I don't think that the same audience that watches a chill, calm, soft-spoken artist VTuber is the type of person that watches me. It can be, but probably not. Probably not.
And then, of course, there's corpos.
The corpos.
Corpos recently have been kind of in the negative light of VTubing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy with corpos lately. I feel like a lot of people really lost their respect and love for corpos recently.
So there's a lot of issues there, of course. Corpos are not the answer, but like Nemo was talking here, the whole reason they made it and they felt like they were able to like keep on going was because they were a part of a corpo. And the unfortunate reality is,
like, as someone that has considered joining a corpo multiple times, the reason that I personally did it is kind of like, it's really like the grind to make yourself known even a little bit is really stressful. It's really not as easy as people think it is to make yourself like known as a VTuber, to like blow up as a like there is no secret. There's no secret. You have to like be very consistent and you also have to be lucky. You know, it's really freaking hard to make yourself known in the VTubing community. I still wouldn't say that I've like made it. I made a lot of progress. I'm like I made a lot more progress than most people that have tried to stream or make YouTube videos in their life, but I'm still really small. I'm still really unknown. You know, most people that watch VTubers would have no idea who the frick I am because it's not easy to get yourself known. And so with corpos, the reason why so many people like me want to join them is because it's like a promise that you'll finally get exposure and like recognition necessary to make yourself be known. Like, for example, if I, by some miracle, got into Hololive, I would probably have thousands and thousands of people watching my debut. People that would never be interested in watching me as Naku, but they would be interested in watching me me if I was Nako in Hololive. It's like a lot of exposure. It's a lot of, it's basically guaranteed success. So I would say that that is why so many VTubers want to join corpos. Not only just because they like the corpo itself, they like the people in that corpo, but also because you're guaranteed to get some level of exposure depending on the corpo that you join. You get a jump start. You get a lot of people that are watching you because you're in that corpo that wouldn't necessarily watch you if you were just a random small indie VTuber. So it's like, it gives you a little bit more hope that you can actually succeed and get out of the endless grind to try to make yourself known.
Will 100% get more eyes on you if you do join a corpo. I mean, that's just how it is. When you're affiliated with a company, you're going to have like a higher chance of people like learning about you. But that doesn't mean that you need to join a corpo. It's not a must. You never need to. Obviously it'll help, but you have to be careful because of how predatory a lot of them have been recently, and even acknowledges that in their post. I think what the most important thing,
I guess it's kind of like a gamble. You joining a corpo is kind of like a gamble. There's a chance that they will be like really good to you and they'll like treat you well, and you'll like finally be able to succeed in your dream job. But there's also the chance that you're gonna join, you know, one of those, you know what I'm talking, one of those.
away from all of this is, yes, there are points where Nemo is correct. Yes, there's so much luck involved in VTubing. Yes, there is, you will have a higher chance if you join a corporation. Yes, you will have a higher chance of succeeding if you collab with bigger creators. But there's what I'm trying to convey is there's so many things that you can do to reach genuine success. I have not been fully successful just yet. I'm really proud of where I've gotten to. I'm not gonna like put down my achievements. I'm extremely proud, and I feel like I've worked really hard and done like a lot of like things and fun events for my community and to grow, and I've met some of like the coolest people I've ever met in my entire life in this last year. But
this is so
in
awesome.
the end, you do have to just love what you do. And I do love what I do.
You do.
And I feel like if you don't realize that things are going to take a lot of work, and sometimes for some people, unfortunately, it's going to take a lot more work. I think putting a post out like this to the community, yes, you are technically right, but at the same time, I wonder how many people who could have been some of the biggest VTubers read this and realized, oh, well, what's the point then? I just won't even try.
Ow, that one hurts.
Send out a more positive message.
Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts so much. I do definitely get that feeling. Like sometimes, whenever I think of giving up, because I have thought of giving up. Like I was like, oh, I don't think I'm good enough for this. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to make this. It's not even that I didn't want to. It's that I thought that I couldn't. You know, because it just felt so hard. It felt so impossible that I was like, I don't know if I can do this. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna succeed. But it's like, what would have happened if all the VTubers that I like and that I looked up to had also given up because they thought that they couldn't make it? What would have happened if Saba thought that she wasn't good enough and she gave up? Or if Shy Lily was like, oh, I don't think I can make it, I'm just gonna stop streaming. Or if Iron Mouse was like, no, I'm too sick, I can't stream, I'm gonna give up on this. You know, so it's like I have to keep grinding even if it's hard, because ultimately this is like my dream job. This is like something that I really want to do in my life. I really want to be a VTuber. I'm like 100% sure that I want to be a VTuber and like a content creator for life. So like even if it gets hard, because it will be hard, don't believe the people that tell you like, oh, you can just make shorts, bro. Just make shorts and you'll become a huge VTuber. Oh, just stream every day, bro. Just stream every day and you'll be a big VTuber. I don't know. Oh, just join a corpo, bro. Just join a corpo and you'll be the biggest VTuber. No, it is really hard. It is gonna take a lot of effort. It is gonna take a lot of patience, but it's worth a try if it's like actually something that you really care about and that you really want to do, you know?
But not positive in like the sense that you're sugarcoating everything. Yes, it's gonna be hard.
Because the sugarcoating is also bad. I really dislike it when people make it seem like it's an easy thing. All you have to do is do this one hack, and there you go. You're gonna get thousands of CCV. Maybe that worked for one person, but it still is luck-based, you know? It's not guaranteed that it's gonna work for everybody. You just have to keep grinding, I guess.
Many things that you could be doing. And that's what I'm kind of like wanting to talk with you guys about, because there's nothing wrong with making posts like this, but at the same time, I feel like instead of the entire post just being doom and gloom, success can happen if you do work hard. It's not all shit. It's not all gonna go into the gutter. All your time is not gonna go to waste. There's things that you can do. And even if you don't end up doing all of those things, and even if you end up failing in the end, you should be trying your best to like have fun at least. Yeah, that is my.
And you should also be proud of yourself for like the stuff that you did. Like even if you don't do like all of your delusions, because I know that I'm very delulu. I have very, very big delusions of how my career is gonna be. But even if I end up not reaching that, I think I would still like I still would get to be proud and happy with everything that I have done, because it still is impressive, you know. Like I've been doing, even if I take like some mental health breaks sometimes or whatever, I still keep coming back consistently and like trying my best, and I feel like that's a really, really big thing that I get to be proud of, even if I don't become the next Iron Mouse or whatever, you know.
My presentation from a VTuber who's extremely underqualified to be talking about any of this stuff.
And another unqualified VTuber reacting to it. That was a good video.
Yes, you are my little bite champ.
Huh?
Come here.
I wasn't expecting that, but wholesome video, cool video, really cool. I enjoyed that a lot.